and welcome to today's episode of Learn English with a Scary Story. I'm Alisa, and in this episode, I'll tell you a terrifying yet easy-to-understand horror story. Along the way, I'll explain some important expressions so you can improve your English while getting chills down your spine. Are you ready? Let's begin.
It was a cold and rainy night. Emma had just finished work and was walking home. She lived in a quiet neighborhood, and normally, she enjoyed her late-night walks. But that night felt different. As she walked down the empty street, she felt a strange sensation. It was as if someone was watching her. She turned around quickly. Nothing. Just the dim streetlights flickering above. She laughed at herself. "I'm just imagining things," she whispered. But as she continued walking, she heard footsteps behind her. Slow, steady, tap, tap, tap. Emma's heart started pounding. She walked faster. The footsteps behind her got faster too. She turned the corner and saw her house in the distance. Just a few more steps, she thought. But then she heard breathing right behind her. She spun around, but again, nothing. Just the sound of the wind rustling the trees. Emma shook her head. "I'm being silly," she told herself. But as she reached her front door, she noticed something terrifying. Her door was already open. Just a little bit. Emma knew she had locked the door before leaving. Slowly, she pushed it open. Creak. "Hello?" she called, her voice shaking. No answer. The house was dark and silent except for the soft ticking of the clock. She took a deep breath and stepped inside. The air felt cold. Too cold. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her. Bam! She jumped and turned on the lights. Nothing seemed out of place. But then, she saw it. The muddy footprints leading from the door to her bedroom. Emma's breathing became heavy. She knew she wasn't alone. She grabbed her phone and called the police. As she waited, she heard something upstairs. A soft creaking sound, like someone was stepping on the wooden floorboards. Creak. Creak. She held her breath. Then, suddenly, the bedroom door burst open. A shadowy figure stood there, staring at her. Before she could scream, the lights flickered and went out. The police arrived 10 minutes later. They found Emma on the floor, shaking. The house was empty. No footprints, no signs of forced entry. Just an open window with the curtains moving in the wind. Was it a thief? A ghost? Or was it all in Emma's mind? No one ever found out.
Wow, that was a creepy story, wasn't it? Now let's go over the expressions we learned today. A strange sensation, a weird or unusual feeling. Heart started pounding. When your heart beats very fast from fear or excitement. The wind rustling the trees. The sound wind makes when it moves leaves. Her voice shaking. When someone is so scared that their voice is not steady. Breathing became heavy. When you breathe fast and hard because of fear or stress. Held her breath. When you stop breathing for a moment because of fear or anticipation. Now, here's a challenge for you. Try using these expressions in your own sentences. You can even write a short, scary story using them. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who loves scary stories. See you in the next episode.